Well, we turn now to a stunning medical study just out this morning predicting that the number of Americans with diabetes will double in the next 25 years and the cost of treating them will triple. This is significant not just because of potential health consequences for many millions of Americans, but also how the cost increase could influence healthcare reform now. And joining us, ABC's senior health and medical editor, Dr. Richard Besser. Good to see you again.
Good to be here.
So here are the numbers here. This is Journal Diabetes Care crunched these numbers and came up with this. By the year 2034, the number will jump from 23 million, almost 24 million Americans with diabetes, to 44 million. What is this?
It's
diet?
pretty incredible.
What's the obvious cause of this?
You know, when I heard the headline, I thought it was going to be due to the rising rates of obesity, but it's not. What this is really due to is aging of the population and increased testing. So the fact that you've got this big baby boomer cohort that's getting older, age is one of the risk factors for diabetes. And as people get into older age groups and see their doctors more, they're going to be tested. And so that in and of itself is going to lead to this ballooning number of people with diabetes.
So remind us, there's type 1, which is you're born with it, essentially.
That's right.
And type 2 comes later in life.
That's right. Type 1 is the one where your body actually attacks itself. Your immune system destroys part of the pancreas, and that causes diabetes. Type 2 comes with aging, but it also relates to diet, exercise, and obesity.
And here's where we get into the real debate and when we talk about healthcare reform. If the government says they're going to now insure an extra 30 million people, and it's now going to cost in the next 25 years triple what it costs now, up to $336 billion, how do you contain those costs?
Well, I think that, you know, my one takeaway from this study is that it doesn't look at whether there are any changes that we could do to the rates of obesity. It assumes that the number that's overweight and obese, which is 65%, will stay static. But if we invest in health promotion, if we get people on track with reducing their risks for obesity and bring those numbers down, you will not have to see these numbers reaching $330 billion.
Right. Right. There was some also news out that this drug Rituxan, which is used for cancer and rheumatoid arthritis, may have some effect on type 1 diabetes. You say it's encouraging. And
It is encouraging. And I spoke to the researchers at University of Indiana who did this study. What they did was they took a drug that's used frequently for cancer and arthritis that suppresses your immune system and found if you give it to people early in the onset of their diabetes, it can actually prolong the time that they are producing insulin and reduce the time that they're going to be on that drug.
Right.
Exciting, not ready for prime time. Doctors should not be prescribing this now. A lot more work needs to be done.
Yeah, so no magic bullet yet. So bottom line, you tell your patients what to contain this?
Well, I think what I tell them is they should know their, as you become an adult, know your blood sugar. And as you're younger in particular, do those things. Eat right, exercise, make sure that you're not going to be in that high risk group that has a very high rate of diabetes. It's easy to say, it's not so easy to do.
Right. Well, the timing when we have a half of pumpkin pie sitting on the counter is
just say no to that.
Just say no to that.
Yeah.
They are stunning numbers. Dr. Besser, thanks again.
Pleasure.